Going live. Hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3. First of all, first point of order. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you give me a yes if you can hear us? Someone give me a yes.
Please. Engshan, please.
Can you hear us? Are we good? Yes. Okay.
Fantastic.
We are
Awesome.
good. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi. This is exciting. So today we will be. Have you got your list?
I do have a list here, yes.
So like last time, we have a list of phrases and words that we say all the time. And when we say them, we think, oh, let's write them down. So we've got a list of real, authentic, native phrases for you.
Things that I've noticed as well that people they're particularly different, I think.
Yeah,
I did
they're
this
quite
last
interesting.
Time, so, yeah.
And then in between those, we will answer some questions as well. So if you have any English questions, any questions about English?
Pakistan Army, hello.
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 Love you from Mizoram. Do you know Mizoram? I don't know Mizoram. Is
the
that
place?
a city?
Hang on a minute.
Mizoram.
Do you know Mizoram?
I'm going to look at my map now.
No, that's not a country, is it? Mizoram. Isn't Mizoram a country? Possibly not. Well, I'm going to give you the first one here. Well, actually, how about you choose something, actually, Laura? What do you think?
The first phrase or word we are going to learn today is... let's go for this one. I'm going to write it down first. While I'm writing this, Bedouin can answer some questions.
Russia, Siberia. When Brits say "in it," does it mean "isn't it"? Yes, it does. Isn't it? In it.
It's like, right? It's a confirmation kind of word.
Yeah, it's like if, for example, who are playing later on? Belgium. Belgium's playing later on, innit?
Yeah, in it. It should be, aren't they? Like, it should be, Belgium are playing later on, aren't they?
Yeah.
But British people don't care.
I mean, football's a bit different because football teams, you could talk to them as a singular or a plural, to be honest. You could say they are good. You could say Manchester United are good, or you could say Manchester United is good. It's probably less correct to say is good, but some people do.
Okay. Here is our first phrase from our list of common native phrases. Can someone tell me what this means? To throw a curveball. So get your answers in the chat if you know what this means. To throw a curveball. Someone, okay, Stan, you were here last time. Hey, Stan.
Hi, Stan.
Stan says to lie. Not quite.
Not quite to lie, no.
Not quite. To throw a curveball. We'll let you have a couple more seconds to think, and then we will put it in a sentence.
Ecuador. Ronaldo Munoz from Ecuador. You gonna have a go, Ronaldo? Hey?
What do we think? Ecuador? To throw a curveball. Okay, let's put it in a sentence for you. So let's go. Vicky.
Go on. Put it in a sentence.
Hold on. No, we've got some guesses.
Oh.
To say something indirectly or to taunt. Not quite. Ang Turil says surprise someone with something. NU6I4KA says do something unexpected. Kanwal says unexpected dispute. Okay, so the
Ifran has no clue.
The unexpected is the right place to be. When you throw a curveball, you say something or you show something or you announce something that is completely unexpected and it makes everyone go, huh? What?
Imagine. I think it comes from baseball. It does, yeah. Because if I'm the bowler, if I'm the thrower guy, this is a horrible, grotty thing. But if I just throw a ball whoosh, like this, a normal ball to hit. But if I throw a curveball, maybe I do whoosh, and the ball goes when it curves like that. It's harder to hit. So I'm giving you something that makes you think. That makes you go, oh, that's different. That's different out there. Ooh. Yeah, yes, the pitcher throws a curveball in baseball. Exactly.
So throw a curveball. If you want to put it into the past tense, all you need to change is this, just like how you would any other verb. So throw, he threw a curveball. I will throw a curveball. any of those things. Does that make sense, everybody? Any questions?
For example, imagine me and Laura are planning on what to do this weekend, and you say, Laura suggests going to the cinema, going ice skating, and then I throw a curveball and I say, hey, shall we catch a flight to Paris?
What a curveball.
It's like, oh, that's something different. Oh, wasn't expecting that.
Okay, so we will answer some questions now. Oh, let's try this thing. So on here, there is a Q&A button. I don't know what it does.
We're going to press it.
So we're going to press it. Oh.
Oh.
So what do I do?
So if you say like ask us a question. Questions. Now start Q&A. Does that mean that people can ask questions in this tab thing? Possibly.
Okay. So if you have questions, put them in the Q&A tab. So does anyone have any English questions? Anything we can help with? Any English questions? Let's see. Questions.
Anything. People aren't finding it. Are people asking questions in there?
I'm not sure.
Live chat. Go on live.
So we're on the live chat. So we've got a Q&A tab. Here we go. We've got some questions will appear here. How many accents are there in English?
Oh my gosh.
Good. So many. And you need to practice. You need to practice listening to them all. If you only ever listen to RP, BBC News, you won't be great at listening. You need to listen to all of them.
Yeah, there's not a definite line between there is this accent. Accents are just that it's a scale. You can
there are combination accents, and
if I talk like this is my accent. But then every time I say an sound, I go instead, something small like that. Technically, this is a different accent, I suppose. It's just
lots of different
liquid
anomalies. Okay, next question. Ifran Terzo says how to pronounce the schwa sound. Easy peasy. Let me show you the symbol for schwa. If you want, this is.
Does anyone know what a schwa sound is?
It's an upside down E. So there's an E. We go upside down. Woohoo! So an upside down E is a schwa, and you hear it all the time in RP, and it sounds like this. No effort whatsoever. Don't move anything in your mouth. Just go.
It's the sound that you make when you think.
But a very short think.
Yeah, it's like. So I was talking to. It's that. So imagine you're saying a sentence and you say. So I was walking down the street and I saw a dog. It's that sound. It's the. Isn't it? Do people say it's the most natural sound you make?
It's completely neutral.
Bass. It's the most basic sound. We are not going like e. It's just
Now let me show you. Let me show you a surprising place where you might. Okay, so have a look at this sentence in an RP accent, in a British accent. Where do you think we might use a schwa here? Let me go to the chat. So where would we use the schwa in this sentence in a British RP accent? Where do you think? And of, correct. A piece of cake. A piece of cake. A piece of cake. We don't even say the of. We don't go a piece of cake. A piece of cake.
We don't say a piece of cake.
No, a piece. A football. A dog. A man. You hear schwa all the time. So if you want to perfect this British RP accent, you've got to get used to doing a piece of cake. Okay, next question, and then we will do another phrase.
Yeah, let's do one more question.
Okay, let's do. This is a good one.
Yeah, the glottal.
Or this one here.
Okay.
Kanwal Sagu. How can I differentiate between all the vowel sounds? Kind of confusing for me. They are. Like, I'm doing at the minute with a lot of my students the difference between E and I. And that's very confusing to non-native speakers because they sound almost identical. So you've got some choices. You can either go for the phonetic alphabet if you want to learn the phonetic symbols. So you know that, okay, that means I. And this, like you can look at the symbols and understand. Or if you're someone who doesn't want to learn a whole other alphabet, if you look at, let me just check who wrote this.
Oh yeah, good point.
There is something called the kit list.
I don't know who wrote the kit list or anything like that, but if you Google pronunciation kit list, basically it talks about all of the different pronunciations and all of the different vowel sounds and how to make them. Is that right?
Kind of. Why can't I find it now?
The book is called. There's a book. We know a book. It's called How to Do a Standard English Accent Book.
Yeah, it's in there. So find this book. It's called. Why can't I chat in the chat? Okay, so there is a book called How to Do Standard English Accents. And inside that book, they have a thing called the kit list. And the kit list are a list of words, and every word contains a sound that you will need in this language. So, for example, the word kit is used to help you understand how to do the
sound.
exactly. However,
The word
fleece is in the list to help you with E. So if you want to put words to the sounds to make it easier, look at that book. They explain it really well, much better than we're doing right now.
There's a nice little graph of like a mouth with where all the vowel sounds live in our mouth. So if we do a dog sound, that is kind of at the back of our throat here, og, whereas T, is at the front of our mouth, and it helps to kind of separate the two sounds. Have you lost something?
Yeah, where's the little rubber?
Oh, the little rubber, I've got it here.
Oh, thank you. Do I have to memorize the IPA? No, I don't use phonetic alphabet, but some people find it really, really useful. So you can do if you want. Okay, shall we look at our next phrase that we're going to learn? So here is another very native British English phrase that we say a lot.
I'm going to say this one, the tail end. The tail end.
Does anyone know what it means?
The tail end. The tail end. Anybody have any idea what this means? The tail end. I'll put it in a sentence. Well, can you put it in a sentence, Laura?
No, let's see if people can guess it first, because some people might have it already.
The tail end.
What do we think? Any guesses? What does the tail end mean?
No, it doesn't mean
hello from Kazakhstan.
No, that's not the answer. Game over. Good suggestion.
You're in the right world. You're in the right ballpark. I mean, yeah, someone's put it in a good sentence there. The tail end of the recession. To be honest, guys, it's just that. It's just the end. It's just the end of, but for some reason, we've decided to put tail. So the tail end just means
the back end.
The right end. Yeah, right at the end. So I only saw the tail end of the news, or I was at the tail end of the queue to see it. I was at the very end of it. That's it.
Yeah.
Could
we use it for like the tail end of a film?
Yeah, you could say, I didn't really watch the film. I came in just at the tail end, so I didn't see it.
What about for football, for example? He's at the tail end of his career.
Yeah, could do.
He's at.
It's just a way of sort of exaggerating.
Because if we say he's at the end of his career, does that mean that his career is finished?
Yeah, like he's approaching the end.
Yeah, the tail. I think the tail end kind of infers that they are kind of like the region of the end, not the. I'm going to get my glasses.
That was quite smooth.
Not the end. Not the end.
Like heading towards it.
Like the area.
Bonjour from France. Bonjour, comment ça va? J'adore le soutien de France. Merci pour ton soutien. Merci beaucoup. What does it actually mean, Gordon Bennett? It's an expression of surprise. It's a bit like, oh my God. It's like Gordon Bennett.
I never heard that one.
Have you not?
No. Is it Cockney slang?
No, I don't think so. Okay, any more questions? Go to the Q&A tab if you want to ask us a question about English. We will be answering them now. So, good question. What is the correct way of using suggest in a sentence? Suggest to or suggest that? So, if you want to suggest something, let me give you an example. I suggest that you watch my video. I suggest that you do this. So if you're giving someone advice, you're going to say suggest that. Or you can use it with ing. So you could say the doctor suggested taking medicine every day of the week.
But we could say suggested that I should take.
Yeah. Or you can use suggest to. So what did you suggest to her? Like if you're talking about the person who received the suggestion. So I think you should suggest to her that she blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. So it's not the
Depends on
person
context.
receiving the suggestion then. It's about the person giving the suggestion.
Yeah.
If you are going to suggest to Vicky or something, I think you should suggest to Vicky this. And I'm telling you to do it.
Yeah.
And then you suggest that Vicky should do
Yeah,
something.
exactly. So it depends on context, depends on who's receiving it. You can use suggest with a lot of different ways. Okay. Hello, could you explain why do natives sometimes say a book and sometimes a book when pronouncing articles? I think most of the time you'll find natives will say a book rather than a book. Unless you're American, I believe Americans might say a. That's even Americans wouldn't really say it. A.
Would anyone say I was reading a book?
No, I can't think of any time when we would say a. The only time really when you'll say a is when you're spelling things out. A-P-P-L-E. Apple. P-A-N. Pan. Most of the time with an article, it's going to be a.
A piece of... yeah, no, I don't think people would, to be
honest.
honest.
A long time, a piece of paper, a cake. Great.
Somebody said here, would you rather say I have liked it for ages or I have liked it since ages?
Four, because you're talking about how long you've done it for. You're not talking about the time when you started liking it. If you're saying since, you're going to tell me the point that it started. I have liked it since I was 10. I have liked it since 2016. I have liked it since I saw it. But if you're saying ages, you're telling me about a period of time,
just a
duration.
Generic time as well.
I've liked it for ages. Yeah, so four. Okay, let's do one more question and then we will do another phrase for you. So,
neither my sister nor my brother lives here.
Good question. So the question was, neither my sister nor my brother live or lives here. Live, because you're talking about both of them. Neither, two. You're still talking about two people. Neither them nor them, both of them. It's like saying, but it's basically the same as saying both, but you're doing the negative version. Neither my sister nor my brother live here. No S.
Ifran says, when do I use future perfect tense?
Watch our video. We have a video about the future perfect tense. Go watch it. Okay,
we just did it.
We just made it.
I think.
Can I do?
I like that one.
Okay.
This is an interesting one.
So here's our next phrase that we have said in the last 2 weeks.
I think our friend Jack said it, didn't he?
Did he?
I think he did, yeah, last time he was here. Go out on a limb.
What does this mean?
I'm going to go out on a limb here.
What on earth does
go out on a limb? Does anyone know what a limb is? A limb?
Go out on a limb.
It's not limbo.
Oh my God.
I'm not even going to try and do that.
Could you do a limbo, do you think?
Probably not.
Go on, how low can you go? Oh, please don't die.
Oh, God. Ow.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. I'm old.
Bedouin.
Go out on a limb. What is this? What
does go out on a limb mean? I said, how low can you go?
Saeed says, I love you. Saeed, I love you too.
People don't know this one. People are
aren't
not
sure.
confident.
People are not sure unless they're typing it in the questions Q&A.
Maybe.
Let's check that.
I'll check if people do. No.
No, nobody knows. Well, to go out.
Hold on. Don't wait. Oh, okay. Oh, the chat didn't load. The chat was frozen. Okay, sorry. We were just staring at you, but the chat was frozen. Okay. To go with support, not quite.
That's a good one though. With a
Stan
limb.
said to take a wild guess. Kind of. Someone said different opinion. Someone said, set the cat among the pigeons, no connection with anyone. So to go out
Probably Stan is
on a
the
limb,
closest
I'd say
then.
Stan, you're the closest. Yeah, to go out on a limb is kind of like, I'm going to, what's the best way to define this?
I'm going to take a guess on this.
Take a chance.
I'm going to make a prediction.
That might be a bit wild.
That might be a little bit crazy here. Almost as though like, okay, well maybe if I'm wrong, then yeah, maybe my idea is not very well supported by other people. It's just my suggestion. Like, imagine it is the World Cup final and Brazil are playing Saudi Arabia. Brazil are huge favourites. Brazil, everybody, if you had 100 people in a room, they would all probably say Brazil are going to win. No offence if somebody's here from Saudi Arabia. But imagine one guy in the room or one girl or anybody says, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think Saudi Arabia are going to win.
My idea is a bit crazy. It doesn't have a lot of evidence, a lot of support. I'm just making a wild prediction, a wild, crazy thing. It might not happen. Sorry. That's go out on a limb. Okay, any questions? Put it in the questions tab. We will answer some of your English questions. Do you have English questions? Put it in.
Go against the tide. That's kind of a nice, you know.
Yeah, maybe.
You think going against the tide?
Well, that feels a bit more like you're deliberately doing the opposite of something to be cool.
Yeah,
okay,
that's true.
Any English questions? Okay. Oh, I love this question. When do you pronounce the as the, and when do you pronounce the as the? Easy peasy. If it comes before a vowel, you need to say the, because it's very hard to go the orange. That's really weird. It's really hard to say the open door. However, the orange, the open door,
yeah.
the apple, the umbrella, the idea. So when it's in front of a vowel, the. Easy peasy. Okay, Samir, I love you, said Samir. So I like that Samir's just confessing love to himself.
Talking to themselves there. Yeah, like.
Any more questions? English questions, put it in the English tab. Is there anything that's really annoying you about English? Something that you struggle with? Oh, thank you for saying bless you for my sneezes, Ildar. Thank you.
Why in the name McCullum, 1C in capital? So
Scottish.
It's a Scottish thing. Muck in front of something. Does that mean son of?
Maybe.
I think it does in an old Gaelic Scottish.
The question
language.
is referring to this thing, by the way, where you have McAvoy, like James McAvoy.
Yeah, like McDonald's. McDonald's is one word.
Yeah, but did they do a capital D?
Yes.
Did they?
Surely. Do they do a capital D in McDonald's? I'm sure they do.
Duckmonald
in McDonald's. Let me have a look.
It's a Scottish...
McDonald's. There you go.
Ah, clever. Well done. So yeah, it's a Scottish thing. I don't know. It's like I don't know enough about Scottish history, but they do muck, and then the next bit has got a capital.
I think it's son of. So if McDonald's, if somebody was called, I am George McDonald, they are son of Donald. Maybe their father was called Donald.
Good question. Hansa says, do you celebrate baby showers in the UK? So baby showers.
They are not. It's not babies falling from the sky.
If you're not aware, a baby shower is a party that you hold if you're going to have a baby, you're pregnant, you have a big party, people give you presents, you celebrate that a baby is coming. And this is definitely an American tradition that when I was younger, no baby showers. But now in the last 5, 6, 7 years, they're getting more and more
popular.
popular.
Bit like Halloween in different countries. Halloween. I don't think Halloween was very popular in other countries as much as in America. But now it's like,
yeah, we're taking all of these holidays. Same as what's the other one? Baby showers, gender reveal parties. These things that Americans do.
Have you ever seen those when they have like the balloon and they pop the balloon and it's blue or pink and that means it's a boy or a girl?
Yeah,
that never used to happen.
Never used to have that.
Now everybody does it.
Obviously, with social media, we see Americans doing these things, and British people go, "That looks like fun." So yeah, way more gender reveal parties, way more baby showers now than it used to be. Okay, let's do one more question. Let's do. Okay. Okay, how do you pronounce these words? Question. So I'm going to write that one down. Question. We've got February. Horrible. But we go February. So I'm going to write it like this. February. And then what's the last one? Sorry. So let me just write down that a little bit better. So we're going to go for Oh my goodness.
Dr. Otham, hello.
Okay, question. Okay, so these are those three words. We've got question, February, sorry. Question, February, sorry. Okay, let's learn.
That's a good question. Cross means angry, which is more angry, upset, angry, cross.
No, angry and cross are the same. Angry and cross are the same.
I'd say that cross is not as strong as angry. That's what I would say. It's
a bit more immature of a word, isn't it? I'm a bit cross. It's a bit like something you'd say to a child, I think.
I would say it's angry, but like angry and annoyed. Would you not say?
No, I think cross is like angry, but it's softer, like for children. Do you not think? Like, you're going to make mummy cross. Like, when does an adult ever say, I'm really cross?
I said cross.
Do you?
No, do you remember the other day with the football tickets? I was like, I'm really cross about that.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
See, I hear that and I think that sounds really silly.
Childish.
Yeah, I think it sounds like a bit childish. I'm cross.
I'm cross.
So I think cross is a little bit of a babyish word, but that might just be my experience.
Now, this is an interesting one.
We're going to learn another phrase from our list.
That one there, do you reckon?
Yeah, let me just think of how to write that down.
I suppose this is like a little verb, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I can't write today.
Do you want me to do it?
No, it's okay.
You're spelling everything wrong. Okay, so the phrases of the word is to jinx something. To jinx a situation. What does this mean?
What on earth does this mean? What on earth does this mean? To jinx a situation. Don't jinx it.
Ifran, I will answer your question in a bit.
Don't jinx it. What on earth does? Okay, bad luck. It's got something to do with bad luck. You're right. This isn't exactly what this phrase means, but it's something. Okay, Anna, make it not happen. But why? Why is it not happening? What is a jinx? What have we done? What do we think? To hex, to put a curse on. Yeah, it's kind of like put a curse on. So if I said to you, oh, you know what? It hasn't rained all day.
Don't jinx it.
Oh, I'll be fine. So because I've said it hasn't rained, woohoo! I've completely cursed it. It's going to rain. I've jinxed it. I've completely.
Have you ever been watching? Again, I don't want to talk about football all the time, but you're watching a sport like the Olympics or something is going well, and you say, "Hey, I think we're going to win."
Oh, don't jinx it. You've jinxed it.
And it's like, oh, now that you have jinxed it, probably not going to happen. It's obviously all just superstition.
Of course, just because you say something doesn't mean you've cursed it. Weirdly, as well, when we were kids, do you remember doing this? Do you remember? So when I was a kid, I don't know if this was everywhere in the UK. If you said something by accident at the same time as someone else, so let's
for
say
example,
we went, say happy. I feel really happy.
Jinx.
And then how did it work then?
And then, well, basically, if you say something at the same time as somebody else, they said jinx, which then meant, well, I don't know if your school, but in my school, you couldn't talk.
I think it was the first person who said it. So jinx. And then I said it first, so you have to not speak.
Ah, yes, that was it.
And
then I was jinxed, and so I couldn't talk until somebody says your name.
Jinx 1, 2, 3.
No, you had to say your name.
Oh yeah.
Somebody had to go. Yeah, you just had to go.
Weird.
And then so you'd be playing in the playground, and then somebody would just come up to you and do this.
Oh, better way.
Oh, thank you. You would just know. Oh, they have been jinxed.
Weird, isn't it? Okay, any questions? Let's go.
Somebody asked us some question up here. Go back up. Go up the chat. Up the chat. Next to nothing.
Oh,
next to nothing.
when to use that idiom?
Yeah.
Basically, it's to exaggerate nothing. Next to nothing. Like, what did you...
Basically nothing.
How much money did you earn last year? Oh, next to nothing. Pretty much nothing. Like, not...
More or less nothing.
Yeah, not
like,
completely
not even
nothing.
something worth mentioning. Next to
like
nothing.
£10? Next to nothing. Nothing. Okay, let's go to the questions Q&A tab. Does anyone have any questions about English for us? Let's see.
Tell us how to put a sequence of tenses in a sentence for more than one action.
Oh, I'm going to make a video on that. I'm going to be on it. I'm making a video on that, so keep your eyes peeled. When can't versus cannot, same thing or just different context? Yeah, same thing, but cannot feels a bit more like you want to make a point. I cannot believe
that's
it.
true. So when we contract words together like I'm or we're, things like that.
That's the casual.
If you separate them, usually people separate them if they are
being formal
or being quite dramatic. Like, I am so hungry.
I cannot wait for my dinner.
Yeah.
I would say that. I would say that's kind of the main difference. You can use them in the same way, but using cannot makes you seem either formal or like you really want to tell us that you cannot do something. Can you share with us 5 idioms that you overuse on a daily basis? These are these phrases we're giving you. They are all idioms that we use, and we've written them down because we know that they are useful. And
when we just talk, just generally,
we are really using them.
I'll notice, oh, I said this. Oh, yeah. Somebody said...
I'm baffled. Good word, Ephraim.
Baffled, yeah. Does anybody know what baffled means? Baffled?
I'm baffled.
Something is... If you are baffled, what if something is baffling? What does that mean? So baffling! Let's go on the chat to see what people are saying is baffling.
Okay, anyone? And then I've got a good question there that I want to answer. Anyone know what baffled means? No. Perplexed, yeah. Confused.
Very confused. If something is baffling, it's so confused.
Here's a good question from Vicky V. Why do American TV shows have so many ain't? Sorry, did I just kick you back?
Yeah.
Sorry, darling. Just abusing you under the table. Why do American TV shows have so many ain't in their conversation? Where to use it, actually. Ain't super American thing, and you can use it anytime you want to say is not, are not. Yeah, is not or are not. So they ain't happy. I ain't happy. Or am not. Sorry, is not, are not, am not. So it doesn't matter who you're talking about. Americans put ain't for anything. So they ain't coming. They are not coming. Or
I ain't happy.
He is not
happy.
Exactly. So it's a very American thing. You will not hear it really in Britain. Maybe Cockneys. I ain't coming. Cockneys might use it.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's very American.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do one more phrase and a couple more questions. So, what's our last phrase?
So our last phrase here. I mean, I've got a few here, to be honest. What about that one?
Okay, what does this one mean?
What does this mean? Fresh as a daisy. Fresh as a daisy.
I need a new pen.
You absolutely need a new pen.
I really do. I've got some good questions here.
Fresh
as a daisy. What does this mean? To feel as... Oh, yeah, as needs to be here. Terribly written. to feel as fresh as a daisy. As fresh as a daisy. Renewed. Stan Cormy says renewed. Yeah, could be. That's a good shout. Renewed. Pretty much, it's just that word without that. It's just fresh. It's an exaggerating way of saying I feel fresh. So it's an over-the-top way of saying I feel fresh. I feel. Ooh.
I'll write something down here because we could say fresh as a daisy. What about this one? Clean as a whistle. Anyone heard that before? Is that right?
Yeah,
clean as a whistle. Clean as a whistle means, for some reason, very clean. I don't know why people think of whistle as clean.
Oh, Vicky says, what is daisy? A daisy is a flower. So it's like, you know the flower?
I'll show you a picture.
So I think if you're saying you're as fresh as a daisy, because daisies I don't think live very long. So if you see a daisy, it's probably fresh. It's probably grown.
Daisy is this flower. Yeah.
And I saw a very good question, very interesting question here from Captain Psycho. Captain? Aye. Is teaching and learning personal pronouns more difficult these days when men don't necessarily identify as he, his, and women as she, her? I think it's the same for everyone, really. Like, it's as long as you know how to do they, them pronouns, if you know how to do that, which you should, if you can make a question that sounds like that, your English is definitely good enough to do they, them, then it's like everyone's in the same boat. Everyone is like, okay, so how do I refer to you? How do I refer to you? But it doesn't change anything else. Like if you meet a woman who says, I am she, her, then you just do exactly the same. So it doesn't make anything it doesn't change anything really. It's just everyone is having to learn how do I talk about these people? So it's not too much of a different thing. Okay, we're going to go back to Q&A.
I've seen this question a lot. Can we use two negatives in one sentence?
Can we use, what do you think? Can we use two negatives in one sentence?
Well, I don't know. Like, I don't like not seeing my friends.
Yeah, you can do. You can do. If you like, I don't like not seeing my friends. I don't.
So like the idea of not seeing your friends, I don't like
it. I don't enjoy not being with you. It's convoluted. It's a longer sentence.
You might it's better saying I like seeing my friends or I like seeing you.
Yeah, but sometimes you want to emphasize the fact that what you're experiencing at the moment is not seeing your friends. That's what you're experiencing. Yeah. And you want to tell someone how you feel about that experience, and you might not like it, so you can. Okay. Neither of these jackets fit me.
Fits me. Why do we use fits according to
Neither
grammar?
of these jackets fit me. That's incorrect. It's according to grammar books. Neither of these jackets fits me. Fit me. I'm like 99% sure it should be fit.
Sounds odd.
I don't know what grammar book you've got, but I might be completely wrong.
Anna PA, Anna pa. What's the difference between tall and high?
I love this question. Okay. Bedouin is a person, a living, standing from the ground up thing. So if you go from the ground all the way up, he is tall. Okay, now imagine Bedouin is a tree.
Hello.
Look at tree. Tree goes all the way down from the ground, goes all the way up. It's tall. It's one thing. Bedouin is a building. It's one thing. It goes from the ground. It goes all the way up. It is tall because these things start at the ground and they go We are
now
Bedouin, be careful.
No. Oh yeah. Now I'm standing on top of. I'm in a tree.
And you're so high up.
I'm so high in the tall tree.
Because it's at this moment, Bedouin's feet are not touching the ground. He is suspended. There is a gap in the middle. Okay? This is the ground. This is the tree. And this is Bedouin. So there is space. So we use high when your whole being is up.
Yeah.
Like this. Like.
What about, imagine I am in an apartment building.
Yeah.
I'm in an apartment. My apartment is very high.
Yeah. Because it's like it's suspended in the air. The different apartments are very high up.
Or imagine I am a cloud.
I'm so high in the sky.
I'm a high cloud.
Exactly. So high is more for there's air in the middle of you and the ground. Tall is you go from the bottom and you go all the way up. Okay, any more questions? Let's answer two more questions. Go to the Q&A thing. And let's see. What about a mountain? Tall or high? High, right? I know, tall mountain. But if you're standing at the top of a mountain, you're very high up.
You're very high up the mountain.
Exactly. I'm so high on top of this mountain. You wouldn't say, look at that high mountain. You'd say, look at that tall mountain because it goes from the bottom all the way up. Words to say you're drunk.
Pissed.
Sloshed.
Slosh is kind of...
Smashed.
Slosh is... So imagine there is water in this, for example, and I'm doing this. We could call that shaking, but the water inside, we could use the verb. The water is sloshing around. Is that right?
Yeah.
It's going around like that. So sloshed, you feel like that. You feel. like that, basically. Yes.
Okay. Aeroplane is very high. Exactly. The aeroplane is not tall. Well, it is, but you wouldn't say
If the
look at
aeroplane
that.
is high because it's in the sky. If the aeroplane went on the ground and you are standing on the ground looking at the aeroplane, maybe you could say that's quite tall, especially if you put the aeroplane this way. It's a very tall aeroplane. That way. A tall man could be sat in an aeroplane that is high in the air.
Exactly. So we will do one more question. Get on the Q&A tab. Ask us.
People, giraffes, chimneys, skyscrapers are tall, yes.
They are. Okay.
But if a giraffe was stood
on the Q&A tab, one more English question.
Stood on the
Let's
Q&A tab.
go.
Thin and skinny.
Yes, correct. What's the difference?
Probably, yes. Yeah.
The difference between thin and skinny. Thin, skinny, I guess, feels more negative. Like if you say, "Wow, you're so skinny," it might mean that you're talking
like your skin, you're thin,
but
in a
too
negative
thin,
way.
like you look ill.
Gosh, in the same way that if somebody looks big, you're like, oh, he's a big guy. Is different to he's a fat guy.
Also, you won't really hear skinny being used to describe anything that isn't a person, but you can use thin to describe things that aren't people. So like a thin line or something like that. Thin hair,
thin
whatever.
stick.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be a skinny stick.
Okay, guys, it's been an absolute joy and an honor. Thank you so much for joining us. Well done for being here. It's been so fun. I've loved it. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely rest of your day. Well done.
Subscribe.
Subscribe if you haven't.
Because we've got very exciting things coming up. We're not going to say anything, but we've got a lot of things coming up in December.
And if you haven't seen our latest video, go watch it now. Well done, everybody. Good job. See you next time. Bye.
Bye. Bye.